Yeah. Uh-huh. 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 Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. 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 Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Launch, and with that, shut down your visors, O2 on, and prepare for ignition, 202. EPP, copy that, and, initiating a full 10-4-4.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes You O Cubed. What does O Cubed stand for? One on one, because it's just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I'm so glad that you all joined me on today. Yes, today is Wednesday. If you can believe that, it's hump day already. Yes, it's hump day already. It's Wednesday. Let's see. I believe this is August the 24th in the year 2022. And y'all tell me if I'm on the wrong date, because child, ain't no telling with my mind this morning. It's just no telling, just no telling. It's another day's journey, and I'm glad about it. Now, on this morning, I'm going to be a little bit off because I'm not in my studio and I feel like I'm half prepared. I failed to get my Grandpa Holmes chair winners this morning. Please forgive me. Please, please, please forgive me. I did not get my Grandpa Holmes chair winners, but I tell you what, I will definitely acknowledge you all on tomorrow. Now I'm traveling, as you can see, I am not in my studio. So I'm out here in these streets, cheerings. I'm out here in these streets and I am on the move. However, I wanted to come in this morning and spend some time with each of you. Now, what I can do, I'm able to say good morning to everybody. As my mother said, when you come into the room, speak to somebody. So I see you in here, Din Darn. There's my sis. So good to see you, sis. So much mad love coming to you. Come on in the Lion's Den and get your coffee cups out. Sheila Miles, I see you. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Mad love to you, sis. So much love coming to you. The Rebel Ink, I see you. Yes, I do. And good morning to you. I hope all is well down there in them rainy states. Stacy 546, I see you, my sister. Come on in here and roar. Dr. Daddy Priest. Yes, there she is, my friends. The high priestess is here. And I was in the stream on yesterday. And yes, I got an opportunity to host the stream, but I was unable to talk as you were streaming on yesterday. It was good to see you in there with all of those beautiful sisters. I tell you, what you all are doing out here on the internet is absolutely phenomenal. And thank you for hosting them. And they did an excellent job, as you always do. Engagement matters, Cheerings. Engagement matters. And it's good to see you bright and early in here this morning. Come on down, and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm checking out, and I see, let's see, Kai Chick. The evangelist is in the room. Good morning to you, sis. Come on in here and roar. That is my evangelist. As I say, she goes into the highways and the hedges and she compels folks to come into the Lion's Den. And I appreciate you for that. One reason is invisible, y'all. He's invisible, but he's here. He is the Bishop of Twitch. And if you're not following him, please, please, please follow the bishop. He will bless your whole life. Peace to you on today. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm seeing who else is in here this morning. I'm checking it out. SK8843, I see you, and good morning to you, sis. So much mad love coming to you. Jennifer, I see you, my sister. So much love coming to you. And she is a streamer, you all. If you're not following Jennifer, please go out there and do that. She will bless your whole life. Coming on down, and I'm seeing if anybody else came while I was in here. You know, I think I probably need to turn those alerts off, but it's just going to go crazy for a second here. Cassandra Woke 2022, I see you working and lurking. I'm so glad you're in the Lion's Den. That's our poet laureate, and she comes in rhyming and telling us the truth and roaring righteously. And I love you so much. Come on in here. Coming on down, and I'm still looking, and I think, did I get everybody? I don't want to miss anybody. I don't want to miss anybody that's in my chat this morning. And as I often like to say, if you are in lurk or you're just watching from wherever and you're not necessarily in my chat, I welcome you and I appreciate you for being here on this fine day. Auntie Diddy is in the room, y'all. Good morning to you, Queen. Come on up in here. She is the mod extraordinaire for Uncle Diddy. Yes, the aunts and the uncles are on Twitch and they're doing a marvelous job. I'm so happy to see you this morning. Mad love to you on this fine day. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Now, as I said, y'all, I'm traveling. So, BTD Mom just came in the Lion's Den, and good morning to you, sis. Good morning to you. So much love coming to you. Now, as I said, I'm traveling this morning. I'm traveling. Oh, yesterday was absolutely phenomenal, Dr. Dady. As always, I always love being in your space because I always know it's going to be a good time, good conversation, good energy going on in there. Once more and again, if you're not following Dr. Dady Priest, quit your wicked ways. If you're not following Dr. Dady Priest, you got to follow her, not now, but right now. The eagle has landed. Pastor Gerald Ballou is in the room, y'all. Good morning, Eagle. Good morning to you. That's my pastor from Zion Travelers, y'all. That's my friend, my brother. He's all of that in a bag of chips. Good morning, Bishop. I'm so glad that you are here, and it's good to see you on this fine day. And come on, Pearl of Great Price, you give her my love this morning. That's my Pearl of Great Price, Sister Pearline Ballou. Give her love from me on today. Now, I just want to start this morning. As I said, it's going to be just a little bit different because I'm not in my studio, and that's all right. But I'm going to try to be able to engage and stay up with everything that's going on. So much love coming to you. Yes, here in KCK. Yes, KCK. I'm here in the city, and I'm taking care of some business, but I'm having a great time. Pastor Ballou, I appreciate you. Now, let's go here. Kansas City, as wow, we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. Let's talk just a little bit and have a little conversation. Whilst we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, Kansas City is in a state of mourning. Yes, the church is in mourning over the loss of Lynn Dawson, who passed away early this morning. For everybody that did not know, he is the first quarterback to take the Kansas City Chiefs. Y'all better come on in the room. Come on, get those coffee cups out, SK. Get those coffee cups out. Get those coffee cups out. If you are aware of any of the history of the greatest football team on the planet Earth, yes, I'm talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. If you are aware, you know Lynn Dawson, and you know the history that he has with this team, having taken them to their very first Super Bowl win in 1970. I see you, Stacy. Get those coffee cups out. In 1970, he took them to their first Super Bowl win. And so had a great career here in Kansas City for over 50 years. Yes, yes, Rebel, Lord have mercy. He's gone on to his reward. BTD Mom, I see your coffee cups. Come on. Yes, Lynn. Yes, Lynn. Lynn is gone. And at the end of the day, over 50 years of history here in Kansas City. And I tell you, he has been a broadcaster. He has done a little bit of everything over the years. He was the first one, I believe, to go from an athlete to a broadcaster. And again, HBO had a special that he did on a weekly basis. Just a long, long, rich history of what he has done here in Kansas City, but not only here in Kansas City, but across the country. Condolences to the Dawson family. Absolutely, SK 8843, because for them and the city, it's a great loss. I see your coffee cups, din darn. It's a great loss for the city. It was reported, I believe, on last week, maybe the week before, that he had been sent with hospice and had cancer. And so it was a short time window that was expected for him, but he did pass early this morning, as reported by his family. When I got up and turned on the 4 o'clock news, they were already reporting on it. So sometime early this morning, and again, so much love and condolences to the family, but he has brought such a rich heritage to this city, and Kansas City owes him a great debt. I believe he was born in 1935 because he's a year older than my dad. He was born in Ohio and migrated to Texas with Hank Stram, who was someone he played with in his college years. and then was brought to Texas. And then, of course, for those of you that know Kansas City Chief history, you know the Texans then were moved to Kansas City and became the Kansas City Chiefs. So he has rich heritage and longevity with the whole history of the Kansas City Chiefs. And in that first Super Bowl, they did not win the actual first Super Bowl. I believe was against Vince Lombardi, and they did not prevail in 1969. And Vince Lombardi, in his comments for the National Football League, talking to the newly formed American Football League, he had the nerve, y'all. He had the nerve. Come on in here, truck driver. Good to see you, my brother. Come on, come on. Good to see you. I see you, my brother. He had the nerve, SK. Hey, yes, Vince Lombardi had the nerve to say the AFL League and the Kansas City Chiefs just didn't have what it takes. And baby, sometimes that's all you need is somebody to tell you you can't do it. And so, as Lynn Dawson in the report, I watched him in the clip that they showed, it did not set right in his craw. So at the end of the day, it didn't set right in his craw, and the team came back more determined than ever, Rebel. They came back more determined than ever. And of course, wouldn't it be Vince Lombardi and his little crew didn't even get into the Super Bowl next year. They ended up playing against the Minnesota Vikings. And of course, everybody will always remember that tremendous pass of Lynn Dawson to Otis Taylor that just busted the game wide open and that run. Now, this is what I want to say about that, Cheerins. And I know it's always customary to make such ado, and I'm not throwing any shade on Lynn, and especially in his demise. All respect to the man and to the but that run, and I know they always give it to the quarterbacks. They always talk about the quarterbacks. They always make over the quarterbacks. But that run, that Otis Taylor, that brother was running like the devil was chasing him. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? That man and that run. And that is what busted that game wide open. Come on with them Kansas City Chiefs. Put them emotes up there. That brother ran and ran and ran. And at the end of the day, my phone is just wanting to do a little bit of everything this morning. Come on here and act right, would you please? Okay, that wasn't me signing in, Rebel. Anyway, that man ran his tail off. That's all I want to say about that. He ran that ball into the end zone. However, as is not unusual, Lynn Dawson was made MVP for that game. But many of the connections that happened, come on here, Cassandra Woke 2022, put them chief emotes in there. Lynn Dawson did win Most Valuable Player. And again, you know, no shade, no shade, no shade. I think many times we've seen others that have really made a tremendous difference in the game that's being played. You know, me and these dinglings, all of this. I got a lot going on my phone, children. Let me see if I can turn this off. Hold on, just a second. You're gonna get some radio silence, and then I'm gonna come back in just a second because I need to deal with that. That's gonna work my nerves. Just a second. All right. Now I made some adjustments. Let me know if y'all can hear me, and hopefully I got those alerts turned off. Let me know if you can't hear me. Let me know if you cannot hear me. I hope I was able to get that off because, child, that was working my last nerve. It's called. Come on here. I see you. I see you. I see you. Stacy 546. Team for a reason. Hey, he didn't do it alone. But this is what I will say. This is what I will say. I want to give Lynn Dawson his props because he always acknowledged the other players. He always acknowledged the other players. So I want to speak more so to the system and not about him, because every time he got the mic, every time he had a chance to go and talk, Good morning, CBT. Come on in here, Crazy Berry Town. Good to see you, and all kind of mad love coming into you. I see you walking into class, but thank you for saying hi to the family. So much love to you, and may you have an awesome day on today. But back to this point, Lynn Dawson always made a point of acknowledging the other players. So I don't want that to get misconstrued. It's the system, I feel, that many times will always want to make a hero out of that one individual, and it tends to be the quarterback. And when many times there are other individuals that are really contributing heavily to the wins, but for whatever reason, that the system, as it would be, and I just want to address it as the system. Definitely never did I have the takeaway. Even when Lynn Dawson was inducted, in his induction, he made the point of stressing that it was a team effort. He was honored by his hometown of Alliance, Ohio, I believe it was, in the 70s or the 80s, somewhere thereabout. He had a little age on him, so I'm thinking it was somewhere in there after his retirement at the age of 41. And even in that, he gave accolades to his other team members on the high school team. He gave accolades to the team members in the different teams that he played for, because even though he did end at the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe he started somewhere else and got traded off. So after not such a hot and stellar performance, when Hank Stram became the head coach of then the Texans and then moved to Kansas City, he brought up his boy that he was familiar with. And that's where Lynn Dawson really seemed to have his turnaround. Even in that, and I'm going to speak to it on this point, sometimes you need the connection with that person that connects with you. We take that, for example, and the time for the team that originally drafted him, and he did not have stellar performances there, and seemed to be lackluster in performance. But then when he hooked back up with Hank Stram, it was almost like that magic was back that they had when they were in high school. College. And I think that speaks to Dr. Dady talks about, if your coach doesn't have a coach, you need another coach. And even in that, sometimes the coach that you have just may not be your magic, if you understand what I'm saying. Sometimes you've got to find the magic that works for you. It does not necessarily speak ill of the coach that you had. It's just the sparks are not there. That fire, that connection is not there. And for whatever reason, what he had with Hank Stram seemed to be the juice and the connection that he needed. So I want to take even from that, and let's look at, because I feel like everything, when you start talking about winners and folks that really excel and make a difference, how does that happen? And I want to just bring that into play. Even as Dr. Dady said, everybody needs a coach. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Everybody needs a coach. So at the end of the day, I just want to encourage you to think about that. Oh yes, I got you, Stacy. You meant the system has a tendency to highlight just one person. I understood what you said, and if I made it sound otherwise, my apologies. But I was just addressing the fact that that's usually what the system does, because the system was racist. Let's just call a spade a spade. Don't get it twisted. You are in the lion's den, and you know how we do it over here. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because we tells it like it Tiz. The system, especially even at that time, was racist. And there was that tendency to always, come on then, darn, you know how we do it. And listen, I don't just throw shade, I shed light. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black. And so in those days, especially, and in those times, they would overlook the work of Black players that were doing phenomenal performances on the team, and they pull out that white quarterback or some white player and make them the MVP, like they were the mule and the workhorse on the team, knowing full well those brothers were carrying those teams and making points and putting points up on the board. So I just want to acknowledge that for what it is. But at the same time, because again, Otis Taylor ran that ball, baby. You better ask somebody. When you see the playback, Yes, Len Dawson made a good pass, but that man ran that ball. That's all I'm trying to say. That man ran that ball. So that ball in the hands of another player would not have been a touchdown. If you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. And let me say it once more and again. That ball caught in the hands of another player would not have been a touchdown. Otis Taylor ran that ball. So, come on, Dr. Dady. Come on, then, darn. I'm just trying to tell it like it tis. And it still has a tendency to kind of lean in that direction. Otis! That's what I'm saying, SK8843. Otis ran that ball, baby. So, but it was a combination, and it does take teamwork. Even as Stacy said, there's a team. There are other players. Somebody threw a block. You understand what I'm saying? There was a whole lot happening on that field, more than just one individual. It took the whole team pulling and working and playing together. But at the end of the day, where he put that ball, it took Otis to run that ball into that end zone. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yes, again, this is about Len Dawson, and in his demise, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. Come on, King Coogee. King Coogie's in the room, y'all. That's my sire. That's my king. That's my brother from another mother. If you're not following King Coogee, please follow him, because he will bless your whole entire life. I promise you, he will. Yeah, listen, Otis ran that ball, King Coogee, at the end of the day, and Otis made many plays. Otis made many a play. But and again, I'm gonna go back and say, as Len Dawson did give him props, and he said he had a whole that linebacker team, so many of the players of that team that went to the Super Bowl and won it in 1970. Many of them are inducted. So at the end of the day, yes. But I just want to, in addition, since we talk about Super Bowl, and yes, he was the MVP, I just want to give some props and some accolades, because, baby, Otis did his thing. He did what needed to be done. For those of y'all that watch my show, you know exactly where I'm coming from. He did what needed to be done. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna be like, even in his demise, and as we pay our respects to him, I'm gonna be just like Len Dawson, and I'm going to acknowledge the whole group and not just one individual, even in his death. So they're waiting for any information about when the arrangements will be. Obviously, it just happened a few hours ago, so all of that is not released yet. But I love me some Chiefs. Now, I said what I said. How many football lovers do I have in the room? And then I have to say, not only how many football lovers do I have in the room, how many Chief fans do I have? Because, baby, the Chiefs are the real deal. Ask somebody. You better ask somebody. The Chiefs are the real deal. And I'm going to close that. Come on, SK. I see you in the room. I see you. I'm going to close this story. Whilst we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. I see you, Rebel. Come on, Chiefs. If I could put my emotes in there, I'd have my emotes in there too, because I am definitely a Chiefs fan. Now, I also want to address, whilst we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, I'm going to come to this story because it kind of speaks to a lot of what we talk about on the regular about racism, privilege, all of that that's still going on. And I want to come from this angle. While we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. Touchdown, Royal Confessions. Now, I'm going to tell you what, she is a football fan, but she's a fan for them Cowboys. And even though I'm in Texas, I'm still a Chiefs fan in Cowboy territory. But I got a true Cowboy fan in the room. Win, lose, or draw, Royal Confessions. Listen, that's her team. That's her team. That's her team. She should be almost voted number one fan of the Cowboys, because she got stars everywhere you look. White and blue. But ain't nothing like that crimson and yellow. That gold and listen, that gold and crimson is what I'm talking about. Now, I want to talk about this story right here. As we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. And yes, good morning, Iron. Good morning to you. You came out alert to talk some football. So come on in here. Come on in here. Now, whilst we slumbered and slept, this happened. What happened was the story had been told some time ago, and so it may just be a refresher. Oh, come on here. I love you, girl. You know I love you. You a Chiefs fan too, Royal. Come on. That's royalty. That's royalty right there. Come on. You got the right one, baby. We heard this story some time back, but I want to give you the update, which is new development. So in Baltimore, there was a black couple that spent $40,000 to make some upgrades to their house they knew they were going to put on the market. Very nice property, very nice location. So at the end of the day, they had the appraisers come in and appraise the house. So the appraisers come in and appraise the house at just barely over $400,000. And so at the end of the day, the loan got turned down by the loan company additionally. And the black couple said, no, 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 and started crying foul, as they should have. So then, and I told y'all this story has been in the news before, so I'm sure you've heard it. So then the family took everything out of the house, made it look like a white couple lived there, and had the white couple have another appraisal company come, and the other appraisal company came, went through the house, and appraised the house at almost, it was 700,000, but right at $800,000 for the same identical house. That the only thing they did was expunge it of any indications that black people lived in that house. Otherwise, it was the same everything. And that house that before was at a low 4 now came in at a high 7. So as of yesterday, because listen, yes, SK, honey, shade, 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 and shame, shame, shame. Could it be, baby, this is Diablo. So as of yesterday, that black couple has officially filed a lawsuit against the appraisal company that came in with the low appraisal value and the company that turned them down on the loan. So at the end, it's still happening, BTD mom. That same behavior is still happening. Now, come on, Kai Chick. I say, ain't nothing but that old slimy devil, baby. Ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. I want to give kudos, and you know I don't have any sound effects or anything like that because I'm not in my studio. But I want to give kudos to this family for going the extra step, going the extra mile to prove. Now, you know, as it's supposed to be, as far as the lender and the lender that's being sued, oh, we stand by. We do not discriminate. We do not discriminate. We stand by the rules and regulations. We don't discriminate. And the little appraisal company trying to come out and say, at the end of the day, explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it. Listen, Stacy, that's beyond forked up. Explain it to me how this house, with no other changes other than to expunge it from any indication that black folks live there, and we went from a low 4. Yes, we went from a low 4 to a high 7. Explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it to me. There ain't no way under, it's that brown stuff, Kai Chick. It's that brown stuff. Ain't no way under the sun that you gonna tell me that that same house now suddenly appraises at almost $800,000, and the only thing they did was take out any indicators that black folks live there. You're lying. Why are you always lying? So this is the kind of stuff when we listen to people talk and we listen to people that feel like there is no more racism, that we've got laws in place. And y'all know, listen, this is the jury. This is on the law. This is on the books. This isn't de facto. Now, de facto, they're still showing that racism is still live and in living color in these places where the law says you can't do it. So at the end of the day, even though you got the law on the books, the jury, even though you got the law on the books, de facto, these folks are still out here doing whatever they darn well want to do, and they're still discriminatory in their practices. They're still discriminating against brown and black bodies, because you can't tell me how 300, almost $400,000 difference is made between that black couple when it was appraised and that white couple when they appraised it, and it wasn't their house. So, these are the times that try men's souls. But these are the kinds of things, beloved, that we have to just continue to contend with. And unfortunately, we have to prove it. We have to go like this family did. You have to go above and beyond and come up with the means and come up with tactics that show you're lying. And you're lying. Where's Pastor Pam? You're lying. You have to prove that the folks are lying. So at this point, I cannot tell you how happy I am. I cannot tell you how ecstatic I am that at the end of the day, hopefully, then darn, hopefully we can get some movement. Because what am I telling you all the time in this stream? The only way we get action is you got to hit them in them pocketbooks. Hit that pocketbook and keep hitting that pocketbook. Keep doing whatever you have to do to continue to hit those pocketbooks. And I'm hopeful and I'm prayerful that they're going to win all kind of money in this suit, both against the loan company as well as this dastardly appraisal company. And all you did was show your hand and show what you've been doing. And I'm glad somebody caught you in your dastardly deeds. So when I heard and read that story this morning, I said, kudos to Baltimore couple that has finally made y'all look just like you are, racist. Yeah, they made you look just what you are, racist. And I want us to continue. I don't care, y'all. Don't get tired. Don't get tired. Don't get that idea it's not working. We say in the Lion's Den, we're not the in crowd. We're the in crowd because it's happening. And it really, really is. But we got to make it happen. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? We've got to make it happen. That's your hometown, Kai Chick. Come through. Come through. Come through. Well, listen. They done got caught with they fly open. They've been caught, and I hope that their dastardly deeds will be compensated for. Because at the end of the day, hey, this is raggedy. This is raggedy business, and they've been doing it to us the whole time. So at the end of the day, I want us to continue to fight. Continue to find creative ways to catch these people in their dastardly deeds. And I'm talking about the system. Continue to catch these people in their dastardly deeds. Document, document, document. Do whatever you have to do, even if you got to go out. Now, I thought this was just a very, very creative way of catching these folk. Even if you have to go out and get some white folks to stand in your stead and then have somebody come. And this is the one thing about the story I felt some kind of way about. And they talked about how they had to explain, the black couple, they talked about how they had to explain to their children why they had to take all of their stuff out, and why they had to make the house look like black folks didn't live there. And I feel some kind of way. I feel some kind of way, but that's what we got to do. We got to explain it to me, Lucy. We got to explain it to our children how and why it is we got to do the things that we got to do. But hey, the children, we can't shield them from the truth. We cannot shield them from the reality because the reality is the reality. Good morning, Michelle Brown. Come on in the room, and it's good to see you, sis. I did not acknowledge now. The one thing I didn't do was acknowledge my moderators, the Rebel Inc. That's my girl, and we're going to be going over to her channel here in just a few minutes to join her for anti-morning bangos and the cracks. But Michelle Brown is my quiet storm, and of course Shelly Thunder. That's my girl. Come on in here. But you know, at the end of the day, family photos, black art, they had to take all of that out, SK. They had to take all of that out to purge the house of any indicators that there were black people in there. MCP 82812 is in the room. Come on in here, sis. So much mad love coming to you. So at the end of the day, I got you lurking and working. That's okay. At the end of the day, I just, again, my heart went out on the point of why we have to have these conversations with our children. But at the same time, I feel like we've got to really, really educate our kids. Okay, I got you. I got you. You were answering Stacy's question as to how, yes, they had to take out all of their photographs, all of their black art, anything that identified. Because if you come in my house, you're going to know it's black folks in my house. You're going to know a black person lives in my house. And let me tell you what, BTD mom, who is my oldest sister, BTD mom, be it well understood, she will not give you a card that does not have black people on it. You understand? Cause yours too, then darn. You come in my house, you know you in black house. There ain't no ifs, ands, buts, ain't no question about it, baby. You walk in my house, sounds of blackness are everywhere. Honey, you gonna see black, black, and more black when you come in my house. You gonna see everything black when you come in my house. Now, and as I said about honey, I promise you, if you get a card from BTD mom, honey, blacker than black, Johnny, tell it, Rebel, it's gonna be blacker than black. You know, without a doubt. You wasn't thinking of that. I got you. I got you. But listen, believe you me, when appraisers and other people are coming into, they pay attention. I tell y'all, pay attention. They pay attention and they catch all of them vibes. You understand with the words that are coming out of my mouth. They're looking at the pictures. They're looking at your artwork. They're looking at your choice of decor, all of that, that speaks to some level of ethnicity and culture. So at the end of the day, let the culture begin because it's going to be blacker than black in my house when you walk in it. So again, as I said, BTD mom, you're not going to get a card from her that does not have black people in it. And that, can I just tell you, don't give her a card with white folks in it. Not that she doesn't like white folks. The thing is, I want cards, I want books, I want cartoons, I want stuff that looks like me. Give me something that resembles who I am. And listen, I ain't sitting lily white in some kind of field with a white bonnet on top of my head with blonde hair coming out from under it. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. When you come in my house, that's what you're going to see, baby. When you come anywhere that I'm affiliated and associated, you're going to see black. And I don't have to apologize. And it's no problem. And at the same time, if I come to your house and you got whatever, it's your house. Do whatever you want to do. But when you come up in the presence of me and mine, it will represent who's in this house. BTD, Mom, I see you. The explanation to our children without instilling shame for being black. I got you on that. And I'm all the way with you. Because this is the thing, Stacy 546. There are so many ways that our children of color and black children are without words, without saying it. They're almost taught to be ashamed of their black skin. But I'm proud of the skin I'm in. Couldn't always say that. I could not always say that because at the end of the day, even from black kids, when dark complexions were not in, I got tar baby, blackie. I got all of that. And I was not happy with the skin I was in at a younger age. However, As I've gotten older, as I've learned to appreciate my black dark skin, listen, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I've learned to appreciate the skin that I'm in. I've appreciated the life that I've been born into as a black woman of color. And at the end of the day, ain't no shame in my game. And let me flaunt it. Let me flaunt it. Listen, and then I'm gonna say this, and I'm not trying to be racist in here, but I look around and I see folks trying to get lips that look like my lips. I see folks trying to get noses that look like my nose. Y'all ain't ready for me. I look and I see folks trying to get hips that look like my hips. But I'm trying to tell you, I ain't ashamed of none of that. And if it's so bad and so bad, I see folk getting in the tanning booths trying to get the color I am. Come on, quit playing with me. So at the end of the day, I had to come to a point of learning appreciation. I had to learn, and listen, colorism is real, even in the black community. So don't play with that. I wish for the day that colorism will be completely eradicated. But in its present state, man, we have still colorism in the black community. Because listen, it wasn't just white kids calling me little black Sambo, Blackie, and Tar Baby. I had black kids calling me that too. So at the end of the day, this is why there is the need for us to be able to identify and show up in our house, in our communities, in wherever we're going. Even again, as I said with BTD Mom, in the reality of if you gonna get this black card, you gonna get this black card. And listen, I saw BTD Mom say something about simply amazing. Come on in here, sis. Come on in here. Good to see you this morning, and welcome to the Lion's Den. The Christian cards. Why? As a black female pastor, a lot of times I go out and I look for different graphics and pictures and photographs that I can use, whether it was a church bulletin or something. Child, they just act like ain't nobody in that church black. Ain't no black people nowhere. Because, honey, every once in a blue moon, you might find a graphic, you might find a picture that has black people in it. But honey, when you go to church, you just might as well say, don't nobody go to church but white folks. If you look at the pictures and if you look at the memes, if you look at, I'm like, child, I would just scour. And that's why really, if you think about it, y'all, I think with the morning prayer, when you see the video footage of the family of the church, the pastor walking, the people praying in it, if you go to the black streamers that use any of the graphics and videos, we all got the same daggum pictures up there for the prayer. We got the same pictures of the people praising the Lord because those are the only pictures out there. The only pictures out there. If you want to go black, baby, it's going to be them same ones over and over again because folks act like don't nobody go to church but white folks. So, this is why I said at the end of the day, and again, this is no haterade. It's not reverse racism. It's a matter of representation. Represent everybody up in this place. Everybody is up in this place. Don't make it look like it's only white folks, and don't just market to only white people in the church. And then I don't understand black churches that are out here putting is your material, literature, and everything else, and you're putting white folks on it. I try to wrap my brain around that. I just can't understand it. But nonetheless, I understand that's all you have available to you. But this is why I say in the black community, we got businesses to create. We've got businesses and opportunities so that we can have representation. I don't expect for people that don't look like me to give me representation. They make their stuff look like them. And this is why I'm saying to others, good to see you, Stacy. You have a great day. So much love to you. So much love to you. You have a great day. But this is why I say to people all the time, at the end of the day, you need to have representation that looks like you. And these are opportunities while we talk about, well, they already have that. As they talked about, was it Rihanna? all of these other things that people that are going out here. And I don't care that there's already a Victoria's Secret. I don't care that there's already a whatever, fill in the blank. Make our own. Let's start doing our own stuff. Let's start creating so that we can have representation in the market. So much love to you, Stacy. We love you, girl. We're going to miss you. Be careful out there in them streets. I want you to understand my advocacy when I say let's start building our own. Why do I say that? Because we're underrepresented. We are so underrepresented all the way across the board. Kai Chick, so much love coming to you. Go on to your meeting, sis, and mad love to you. We love you here in the Lion's Den. So much love coming to you. So you say you really understand the importance of this issue because your grandson is biracial, and I'm always concerned that I feel like he doesn't have enough balance in his identity. Let me put that up. And this is identity matters. Identity matters. You need to see people that look like you. You need to see people that talk like you. You need to see people that understand and represent your culture. And that's all, and that goes all the way across the board. But I'm gonna say this again. I see this so frequently in the Black community. The Black community fights against Black folks expanding and doing. Somebody's already doing that. But are they doing it for Black folks? Are they doing it from Black people's perspective? Thank you for those roaring biddies, BTD mom. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And this may sound like racist talk. It's please, if you can hear what I'm saying and understand what I'm saying, I'm not being racist. I'm identifying the need to have representation. The need to have representation is real and it's huge. And when your children only see pictures of white children, when you talk about different things, without saying a word, we're causing the children not to appreciate the skin they're in. When they don't see, thank you so much for that subscription, Roll Confections. 23 months in a row. Come on here, girl. Come on. We got to enlarge our territory, SK. That's all I'm saying. We've got to enlarge our territory and make our presence and our representation known. So at the end of the day, you know, I'm not teaching reverse racism. I'm saying when I look in whatever segment of the marketplace, I want to see something that represents me. I want to see something that looks like me. I want to see something from people that are me. So I tell you, there's always a fight against our race, as though if we didn't let the person achieve, they wouldn't help another to climb the ladder. And you the ladder. And you come on here, Den Darn. That's the thing. It's like somebody got to get. We always talk about the crawdad effect, the crawdad effect. And but while somebody's trying to climb out, the rest of them are pulling them back down. Well, this is my thing. Somebody get out of the barrel. But while I'm trying to get out of the barrel, some of the crawdad effect is not just you trying to get what I've gotten me back down. Some of the crawdad effect is everybody that wants to talk against what I'm doing and what my goal is and why I'm here. I got more mouths talking against me than I have supporting me and encouraging me. And I'm like, why? Support, baby. If they come through doing something, support. So, you know, I look and I say, as we have and understand, we have this kind of battle. It just is. We got this kind of battle going on. So at the end of the day, how are we going to overcome that? Until we, hey, can we have a black appraisal company? Can we start there? Can we have a black appraisal company? Maybe that's something we need to talk about. Do we have black appraisal companies? Do we have a black appraiser that can come out here and appraise my property so that I can get a decent appraisal? Do we have black loan companies that I can get a loan from a black loan company without worrying about, am I going to be discriminated against? Create our own. Do we have that available to us? Do we have folks that are going out and making that change? That's all I'm trying to say. We need to change the narrative, and we need to be players in the game. We need to sit at the table. We need to call shots and not just be acted upon. So that's what I'm addressing. That's what I'm dealing with. And that's what I want us to understand for me is how do we change the dynamic? We're going to have to do something different. Come on here, Dr. Dady. When you purchased your home, your realtor and your appraiser was black. Come on, and HBCU grads. That's what I'm talking about. Let's start changing the narrative. We need more of that. We need more of that, Dr. Dady. And we got to stop having this mentality and idea, oh, it's already out there. Why are we trying to reinvent the wheel? If you're talking black, if you're talking minority, if you're talking indigenous people of color, it's not already out there. It's not. So we are creating something new, even though there's something in that arena that already exists, but it's not black. It's not minority owned. That's what I'm talking about. And listen, I worked in the city for years. And one of the things I did when I first came in, I worked in human relations division, and we dealt with any kind of discrimination, whether it was in employment or whether it was in housing, fair housing. And I tell you, at the end of the day, I just want to address this as well. I got sick and tired of minority being white women. I said what I said. I got sick and tired of minority being white women and seeing contracts go to white women. Y'all ain't ready for me. Where their husbands really were calling the shots, but they put their wives' names on the paperwork so that they could qualify as a minority business. I said what I said, and what I said is the truth. White men, thank you for those roaring biddies, SK8843. Good morning, Barbara Hardy. There's my Visa They friend. Come on in here, sis. I love you so much. I said what I said. I got tired as I worked in the office and was helping to file paperwork. I got tired of seeing white women getting contracts as minorities that was really owned by their white husbands that were running the organizations, but they put their wives' name on there so that they could qualify as a minority business. I got sick and tired of that. I got sick and tired of that. So at the end of the day, wow, let's call a spade. Y'all, listen, you're in Yes You, OQ, one-on-one, just me and you. Y'all know how we do it in here. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because I tells it like it T-I-Z tis. I got sick and tired of minority contracts going to white women-led organizations that were really just figureheads for their spouses. So, let's not play games. And this game is a huge game. Let me tell you, this game is a huge game. So at the end of the day, I see you. Thank you, Rebel. At the end of the day, I want us to listen. I need you to be aware. I need you to pay attention. I need you to stop sleeping on what's going on. Because listen, we played the games people play. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? We play a whole lot of games to try and get minority dollars for people that are not minorities. And I said what I said. So, it's the game. It's the game. And listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to call it for what it is. I'm going to call it and read it for filth that it is. It's a game. So listen, I want us to pay attention, and I want us to be ever aware that at the end of the day, when I say minorities, I'm not talking about white women. Is you clear on that? When I say minorities, I'm not talking about white women. So at the end of the day, yes, they do qualify under the standards of the way the law reads. However, it's a game. Whew, I said what I said. And I hope y'all hear me when I'm saying what I'm saying. And I hope you hear me from my heart. Because at the end of the day, I'm telling what God loves. And that's the truth. So, hey, come on in here. It's a raid. It's a raid. I don't have Big Moochie, but here we go. Come on in here, Raiders. I see you. I see you. I see you. I'm not in my studio, so it's a little bit more challenging, but I want to come back and acknowledge you. One reason is my bishop. He is a streamer. So much love to him. Come on in here, and I see you. I see you. I see you. LaDawn 225. I see you. Come on in the room. I love you, sis. Dalen 628. I see you. Come on in the room. One reason I appreciate you, Bip. Miss P. Smitty 15, I see you. Come on in the room. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Now, again, I'm a little challenged on this morning. DJ Miss Classy, come on, girl. This is an extraordinary streamer. I want you all to follow DJ Miss Classy. If you're not following her, quit your wicked ways. She'll bless your whole life, baby. She will. Come on in the room and good to see you. I'm coming on down. Shelly Thunder. She's in the room. Come on in here. DJ Stacy Blessed One is in the room. So much love to you, my friend. Come on in here. I love you. She is a streamer, and if you're not following her, please follow her. She will bless your whole life. Designers Original. I see you, sis. Come on in the room and mad love to you. Misty Blue 3 is here. Come on in the room, sis. Nothing but love to you. Miss Frosty 60803. That's my girl. So much love coming to you, ma'am. Miss Fee double oh no 07. I made you double, but 07. I see you, sis. Come on in the room and welcome to all the Raiders. KB Browns, I see you, my brother. That's my brother from another mother. So much love to you this morning and all kinds of love to everybody that came over. LaWanda Baskerville. Wanda Visions is in the room, y'all. Miracles, signs, and wonders. I see you, girl. Come on. That's usually my one person raider, and I love you so much. I know Big Moochie's not here because I'm not in the studio today. I'm sorry. I'm traveling, y'all. The one and only Keisha Key 36 is you are my sunshine. That's my sunshine right there. Come on in here, girl. Lovely T69 is in the room. So much love to you and to all of the Raiders. I hope I have not missed any one of you because every last one of you are precious to me. Thank you for coming in. And one reason, thank you so much for bringing all of your beautiful people. I appreciate you so much. Soldiers for Christ is in the room, and this is a gospel takeover. Thank you so much. Mad love. Thank you for those roaring biddies, SK8843. I love you so much. Jazzy Mimi, come on in here, sis. Nothing but love to you, girl. Appreciate you for being here this morning. Now, Beth Savage 1988, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate you on today. Welcome to the Lion's Den. I'm coming on down, and I'm thank you for the roaring biddies. If I am in a hype train, I am unable to see it, you all. If I am, there it is. I see you, Shelly Thunder. It's a roaring hype train. You didn't have to do it, but you did. Thank you so much, and I appreciate everybody that's giving on this morning, and I appreciate you. DJ Roll'em27, mad love to you, and come on in the Lion's Den. MC Control 123 is here, and it's good to see you on this morning. Blessings to you, my friend. Coming on down, coming on down, coming on. Big Moochie, baby. Can we just go ahead and sing it for me, KB Browns? Go ahead and sing it, and we'll do it. T. Summers is in the room. Good morning to you, and I'm coming on down, and I think and hope I got everybody. And if I missed anybody, please know it is not from my heart. It's just I couldn't see you this morning. BTD, Mom, thank you for those roaring biddies. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, back again to this topic of, and I'm going to say this one more and get out, this idea of understanding that minority. When I'm saying minority, I'm not talking about white women that are heading up organizations that are really in reality led by white men. So let's be clear on that point. When I say minority, I'm saying I want to see Black people. I want to see indigenous. I want to see people of color. I want to see y'all do your thing. Understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. And let's create. Let's create. Let's create. Now, that being said, so much for that story. Baltimore, once more and again, kudos again to you, fam, for coming out and catching these people in the midst of their dastardly, these are just dastardly works. Thank you for catching them in the midst of their works. I want to stop and I want to go back. And this isn't so much of why we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. I want to acknowledge, I believe today is Main Man's birthday. Come on, I don't have any of that in my studio, so I can't do any of that. But Main Man, happy birthday to you from the Lion's Den. But I do want to address this. Come on, D White, 101. Come on in here. Come on. Oh, did somebody drop the 5-piece or something? Thank you for all the new ones that are coming on. Kay the Queen, come on. Thank you for that subscription. DJ Rollum, thank you for that subscription. And I'm suspicious and suspect that somebody dropped a 5-piece or something in here. Thank you for the gifted subs. I just don't have the ability to go back and see who did it. I bless you. I bless you. I bless you. Now, he rolled out a story on this morning that blessed me. And this is really from the past. It didn't necessarily happen last night while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. But while the country slumbered, slept, and slobbered, I do want to address this story. How many of you, come on, Dr. Dady Priest, Dr. Dady Priest, drop that 5-piece. Thank you so much, sis. And Shelly Thunder. That's why I'm telling y'all, these mods keep me on point. They keep me, whatever the weather, my hair stays together. Y'all remember that Afro Sheen commercial? Baby, that's what they do. That's what my mods do for me in here. They keep my hair together. So come on, Dr. Dady Priest. I appreciate you. And I appreciate Dindar. Everybody's let me. Thank you so much because y'all know I'm handicapped and I don't. Oh, he's a 27. Thank you. But at the end of the day, I do want to say, I knew it was coming up. I knew it was coming up. I do want to say he posted something this morning that I wanted to talk about. And I'm going to take this time and then segue into our conversation of inspiration for the day. I want to say for over 70 years, if you've seen the movie Top Gun, put a 1 in the chat. If you have seen the movie, thank you for those roaring biddies, Peace Mitty. Thank you so much. Thank you for those roaring biddies. If you have seen the movie Top Gun, put a 1 in the chat. I see you, Shelly. If you have seen the movie Top Gun, put a 1 in the chat. I see you, SK. Now, I see you, Rebel. I see you, SK. I see you, Dindarn. I doubt if there are many that have not seen that movie. Miss P. Smitty 15, T. Summers, I see you. This is what I want to say. KB Browns, I see you. I see you. Miss Frosty 60803. I don't know if you all have seen this story. DJ Miss Classy, I see you. Come on, sis. Come on. Now, there are probably few people in here that have not seen Top Gun. This story is just dastardly. It's almost like Hidden Figures. We got so many hidden figures in history. The United States of America just needs to be shamed. They just need to be shamed, y'all. They just need to be shamed. So the reality, and they finally have acknowledged it. The original Top Gun and the Top Gun School Academy was the Tuskegee Airmen that won that competition in 1949. Did you hear? Did you hear? You heard the word that came out of my mouth. The Tuskegee Airmen in 1949. And they're just being acknowledged. I see you, Shelly Thunder. I see you. Yes, Rebel. You heard what I said. You heard the words that are coming out of my mouth. The Tuskegee Airmen, Black aviators. You hear the words, Black aviators. Now, what happened was they won the and this was the very first competition. This class, Shelly Thunder, could it be? I don't have all my backup, but listen, could it be the devil? Baby, this ain't nothing but the devil, Diablo, and Beelzebub. The Tuskegee Airmen were the first class and the first class winners against white aviators. Now this, and because I want to take my time and say, dun dun dun. Shelly, thank you for that. Dun dun dun. I love it. I love it. I love it. At the end of the day, thank you for those roaring biddies, SK8843. Okay, so this is what they did, as was told by the Tuskegee Airmen that survived. And you know they love to do this after half of them are dead. But at the end of the day, they gave them the worst planes, the oldest ones, with the least amount of technology. And as the aviators said, they had to work on the planes round the clock, then darn, round the clock. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? They worked on the planes round the clock to be able to fly these raggedy planes. So at the end of the day, and listen, that's why I want TT, you done hit me right where I'm going. We always learn how to do more with less. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? We all, black folks, I ain't even gonna talk about indigenous and people of color. I'm talking to black folks. We have always learned how to do more with less. And at the end of the day, this is what just tickles me, because black folks will work around the clock, like that aviator said. They will work around the clock. These are top aces. Now, mind you, the aces, how many kills they got in combat. These are top aces. These black Tuskegee airmen who could not get acknowledgement for what they had done. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. Could not get acknowledgement for what they had done, for what they had achieved, how they put their lives on the line. These black men that were not even considered humans. These black men who had to carry a sign and say, I am a man. These black men who went and fought for their country and came back only to be treated like animals. These black men who were given nothing to work with, but still made it work. These black men who worked their jelly. I see you, SK. These black men who got up in these planes, won the top honor with their white counterparts who had everything handed to them. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Had all of this handed to them and still won. And as they said, we are people of unlimited resources, Shelly Thunder. We are people of unlimited resources. I need y'all to understand this is what we're made of and this is where we came from. Come on in, K Love for Life. Come on in the room, and so much love to you. And at the end of the day, we ain't running around trying to kill nobody. At the end of the day, we not running around trying to beat nobody down and make them feel bad and talk about. At the end of the day, we still are people of honor. We still are people of love. We still are fair and just. We ain't got no reason to hang our heads. And I just want us to be clear on that point. And we need to teach this to our children and to our children. Do you understand the what? You feel a shout. Come on and shout, baby. I ain't got my shout track, so I'll cue it up for you right now. I just want y'all to understand, we have no reason to fear, and we have no reason to hang our heads, because baby, even in the midst of folk trying to give us less and make us look bad, in the midst thereof, we still win. Am I talking to anybody in here? I hope y'all hear me. And we need to tell this story to our children. So 73, however many, 7+ decades later. Woo, do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? 7 decades later, somebody, a black woman, they started coming out. And the Tuskegee Airmen were telling their story. Well, there's no trophy to back it up, because every year there was a trophy given. And when they went to 1949, now this is a dastardly. This we can't lose, baby. Reverend Ike said it. You can't lose with the stuff I use. You can't lose with the stuff I use. At the end of the day, I want you to understand. That's where I'm going, BTD mom. I'm getting ready to hit all of that. When it was announced that the Black Aviators won, not one person in the room clapped. Not one person in the room acknowledged them. Not one person in the room said congratulations. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Not one person. Radio silence. Radio silence. Now we done went over here and fought for our countries. Good morning, Tall Pumps. I see your boss energy coming in the room. Not one person acknowledged. Oh, the people's rebel. And so at the end of the day, and they saved other people's tail. Come on, you understand what I'm saying? Haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate. Then to add to this dastardly tale, when they listed in for the annals of time, when they listed the winners for 1949, the listing was unknown. Now, if that ain't ugly, when they listed, did you understand the words that came out of my mouth? When they listed the winners for the year 1949, and only 1949, they listed it as unknown. I'm talking about here, United States of America. So at the end of the day, a black woman, yes, unknown equals black. You understand. You can read between the lines, Shelly Thunder. Unknown means they were black. So a woman went, and this trophy was mysteriously lost. So a woman went, a black woman went, and they found it hidden and stuck away in some kind of storage unit somewhere. And then here, this year, they finally acknowledged these people's success. So at the end of the day, come on, they don't want to admit it, then darn. They do not want to. Now explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it to me. How in the world did you lose the whole daggum trophy? How did you lose? You ain't lost nothing. Y'all hid it with the intent that it would not be found and discovered. Now, at least for posterity's sake, you didn't destroy it. Because listen, some of them are just so dastardly. I would not have put it past them to have gone on and destroyed the trophy. And yes, then darn, this year, after most of them are dead, and one of those Tuskegee airmen that was in the number lived to be 107. Do you understand the words that are coming out? He lived to be 107. And at 107 years old, was unable to hear and receive the ability to hear the accolades that should have been given to them a long, long time ago. So on this morning, I just wanted to touch that. I wanted to talk about that because that story blessed me. That story blessed me. It ain't nothing at the end of the day. It ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. And I just want us to, again, take these stories, hidden figures. Baby, we've been mathematicians the whole time. While they want to do all the STARS program and all the thing, all of the STEM program, they want to do all of these different things as if we don't have the ability to excel in these areas. And I'm going to say this, and I know this is going to probably be controversial. and upsetting to some. But I'm gonna say it. Why am I gonna say it? Because this is a lion's den. Y'all know how I do it over here. No cream, no sugar. Baby, we take this coffee strong and black because I tells it like it is. This is what I want to say about our education, our education that they claim we weren't getting back then. And you got folks like Hidden Figures, you got aviators like these Tuskegee Airmen. You got all of this going on, all of this greatness going on in our communities. We got Black Wall Street. We got all kinds of history that has been hidden, that has been submerged. All of these different accolades and accomplishments that have been buried, just like they tried to bury this story, just like they tried to bury that award, just like they tried to bury this tale. I want us to understand at the end of the day, I got you, Dr. Dady. I want us to understand. Come on here, Dr. Dady. Your grandfather worked as a chemist compounding at the local pharmacy with no degree. You better tell that. And I'm sure he probably knew how to mix better. And this is the truth be told. A lot of times, those white doctors were coming over into the Black community to figure out how we were mixing herbs and spices to come up with healing medicine. And then they just took it back and replicated what Black folks were doing in the Black community. And Black people were doing it without all the stuff that everybody else may have. Maybe they just knew if you take this root, they knew if you took this plant, they knew if you took this herb, they knew if you took this spice, they knew if you mixed all of that together, it healed your body. That's all they knew. Y'all understand the words that come out of my mouth. And so I ain't making up no story. And I'm not just trying to say something to make myself feel better. I'm talking about what I know to be the truth. You had white so-called doctors that were coming into the Black communities to find out the Black people's way of living and healing so they can take it back to the white community. I know I'm telling the truth and I'm telling what God loves. And I'm not trying to tell a skewed, slanted story to make Black people sound better. I'm telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. And these are the stories I want us to continue taking back to our children. Baby, don't you let nobody make you think just because the color of your skin is dark and your complexion is black. Don't let anybody make you feel like you are less than. Nobody, no member. And you just might have to go back and tell some stories without the degree. Your grandfather was able to go into the pharmacy and work and mix them chemicals together that were healing people. Come on. Groove now, come on in here. K2 Hoop, good morning to you. I want us to understand it's time to tell our own history. Not his story. It's time for us to tell our own history and tell the truth and shame the devil. And tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Because this ain't no made up story. This is the real deal. So at the end of the day, while we had these aviators that were able to really be the original Top Gun, I still can't get over it, y'all. I still can't get over it. I'm not surprised, but I can't get over it. How, to what extent they tried to cover this story up. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. It's the whole truth, Shelly Thunder. It's the whole truth. I'm not surprised. But you, as you hear this story today, I want you to tell your cheering and your cheering's cheering the next time they watch Tom Cruise and Goose and all of those other white brothers on Top Gun with not one black person in the movie, I want you to tell them, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your husband, tell your wife, the original Top Gun were the black aviators called the Tuskegee Airmen. And they were all black. It was a completely black squad, Shelly Thunder. It was an all black squad. And this is the thing that just gets my goat, because we start, because our stories and our narratives are not being told. We start thinking we're trying to play catch up. Every last one of them was black K2 Hoop. Every last one of them were black men. Top Gun. So we are constantly put in position as people of color, but particularly black people, like we're trying to catch up. When I want you to understand, listen, almost like when I can see his face, but I can't call his name. Tutti Frutti, all Rudy, Tutti Frutti, Little Richard. When Little Richard said, I am the originator, I am the creator, I am the, listen, you like the movie Red Wings, come on here, one reason. Thank you for helping my memory to failure. Little Richard said, I am the originator, I am the creator. He had that whole thing, but that was not uncommon to the black experience, not just in music, but I want you to understand Hidden Figures, those women that we finally got the story told. We could not have made it to the moon if it had not been for these black women. These black women led the charge, but we're always being made to feel like we need to play catch up. We're always being made to feel like we're behind. We're always being made to feel like we're the one behind the 8 ball. And maybe one day, if we go and sit at their feet and we talk, we can catch up. Y'all, listen. I want y'all to understand, at the end of the day, we don't need to catch up to nothing except for bringing our history back. We need to bring our pride back. We need to bring our ingenuity back. We need to bring our creativity. And I know it has never left us, but I'm saying to understand for our children and those that come behind that are being made to feel like you don't have it, you need to play catch up. No, we need to tell them, no, we the ones that had it, and it was imitated. It was copycatted. It was replicated. And at the end of the day, even when you're trying to replicate it, you can't replicate it like I do it, baby. So I want the pride back. That's what I'm pushing for. These types of stories were suppressed and pushed down and not told so that we could continue to make little black and brown bodies feel like you don't know nothing, you're behind, you can't catch up, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're lazy. Baby, please, we need another narrative. So I understand the words that thank you for those roaring biddies, DJ P Food. Thank you for those. We don't get acknowledged. And this is something, listen, you don't have to acknowledge me. I'll acknowledge myself. How about that? Yeah, I'm not going to sit back and wait for you. Listen, almost like the Jewish traditions, y'all. The Jewish tradition does an excellent job of teaching their children their history. I don't have to go someplace else and have somebody else teach me my history. They have schools just for that purpose. They have schools so that, listen, when you come out of school, you know the history of who we are as a people. You know what we've been through. You know what we've accomplished. You know, I was watching, and I've been listening of late. I've been listening to some rabbis teaching. And at the end of the day, I've been listening to the rabbis teach. And guess what? I loved it because the rabbi in school, he told them, we are a rich people with a rich heritage, and don't you ever let anybody make you feel otherwise. I said, you better preach, Rabbi. You better preach. That man taught pride. That man taught Jewish pride. That man taught Jewish excellence. I said, now, while everybody out here talking and angry, baby, I said, now this is what the black community needs to do. We need to teach our own history. We need to teach our own stories. We need to teach and have our own. I don't care if it's on Saturday school, outside of regular school. I want y'all to, baby, I don't care if they took black history out of the school. Black people need to have our own black history schools. I said it, and I said what I meant, and I meant what I said. Black people need to have our own black schools, black history teaching schools. for our black children. I said what I said. And I'm not talking about fighting to get it in the curriculum in your public school, because the public school still not going to teach it right if it has a dominant racist board and school district. They still not going to teach it right. I want black families, teachers, communities. Let's start building our own black schools where we can teach our own family history of blackness, because our heritage is rich. Our heritage is great. Our heritage is full of pride. Our heritage, if the children know it, would make them pop their collar and feel something different about themselves. We got to do it. We got to do it. And now that's where I was going, K2 Hoop. And I started to say it. I said, y'all ain't gonna like me, but I backed off and I went someplace else. But that's really, we need our own schools. I believe that. We've done it before, we can do it again. Come on here, one reason. We've done it before, we can do it again. I listen and I hear, yes, we got STEM that we're trying to push in the black community or in the urban schools. And I'm not against that at all. But listen, I want you to understand this. The black educators during the time of segregated schools, and as I'm gonna go back and echo what someone said earlier, we do less with more. We do more with less. I'm sorry. We do more with less. Those black educators may have had school texts that nobody else wanted after they were used and abused and thrown out for trash. Send it over there to the colored school, because y'all know that's what they called them back in the day. Send it over there to the colored school. They may have had less resources than everything. And a lot of those children made it to third grade. A lot of those children made it to sixth grade. A lot of those children went no farther than the eighth grade. But those children had a better education than what we're getting in college. And those black educators understood how important education was for black people to get ahead. And so not only did they teach at the level required, they went above and beyond. And they instilled so many things into those students. I'm talking about those old black teachers in those segregated black schools who did more with less and produced children that had more knowledge, more understanding, more education than almost anything we've ever seen. And we did not see the quality of black education go down until we integrated. Now, that's my opinion. You can agree with it if you want to. You can disagree if you want to. I don't care. This is the lion's den. Yes, the lion's den. And you know how I'm going to do it over here. No cream, no sugar. Because listen, we take this coffee strong and black because I tells it like it T-I-Z-Tis. Our black children being taught in segregated schools by our black teachers came out with superior education to anything they will ever get in this current system of education. And I see you, Dr. Dady Priest. I'm telling you what I believe that to be the truth, the T-I-Z truth. I'm telling it like it T-I-Z-Tis. We did better when our black teachers educated our black students, and their education was phenomenal. They came out as orators. They came out as different ones that were able to go to debate. They came out, I'm telling you, they were at the top of their class in math. They came out in the sciences. They came out, y'all. I'm just telling you. And whilst I believe it should be equal opportunity and equal education, I still feel like we sold our soul to the devil, so to speak, when we made our children go into the white schools and integrate with white teachers that didn't care nothing about your child and wanted to see them fail. You didn't get the racism out of them. Explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it to me. You had to fight and get a government court order and have the National Guard stand at the door just to let them walk in How do you think those teachers, just because the National Guard was standing at the door, suddenly got the racism out of their hearts? No, they said, I'm going to get you where it counts. I just won't educate your child. Now, y'all don't have to like me, but listen, I tells it like it T-I-Z tis. I got the last laugh on you because, yes, you made me teach your black children, and we don't want our children mongrelized with these black children. Yes, as they saw it, they got mongrelized, but as they saw it, they did not educate your children and didn't try to. I said what I said. Just like the law in the first story that I told reads, you cannot discriminate when you go out and actually do the appraisal. You cannot discriminate when you actually get into the loan process. The law says you can't do that. But the reality of it is that Baltimore couple is suing right now today because that's exactly what's happening in 2022. So I just, you know, these are questions. We don't talk about it. We try to, oh, listen, I love all the children in my classroom. No, that hatred did not come out of their heart just because they were forced to teach your children. And the best way they could get you back was to leave them uneducated. I said what I said. The best way they could get the black community back was to leave your children uneducated. And then relegate them to inferior jobs, relegate them to inferior housing, relegate them to, y'all don't have to buy what I'm selling, but you know what I said. I don't just throw shade, I shed light. The teachers, those racist teachers in those school systems got the black folks back by not educating your children. And we know they can learn because they were learning at the black school. We know they can learn and they have the capacity because what they were doing in the black school superseded and excelled beyond what you're teaching in the white school. Or I should say the integrated school. We know it can happen. So at the end of the day, I'm just trying to make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. At the end of the day, the next plot, in my opinion, we ain't going to educate your kids. And now we got to, when did we come up with grouping systems? We got X, Y, and Z. X for the top grade, the very intelligent children, Y for the ones in the middle, and Z for the bottom. And many of those integrated schools and those little racist communities, when you go in those classrooms, half of your Z group, half of your bottom tier group, if not the majority of it, is black children. You're not going to tell me all of these black children do not have the ability to learn and excel. I'm talking this morning. I'm talking. Your last school district just closed the only black school and forced them to bus as long as an hour and a half away. The black school had 100% graduation and college attendance rate. Meanwhile, come on with that, Dr. Dady. Come on with that. And this, beloved, is the reality of our current existence. Our black children are geniuses. But we're putting them in a school system that continues to relegate them to the lowest ranks of education and continue to tear dumb. They're slow, they're stupid, they can't learn, they're behind. No, ma'am, no, sir. Our young people have genius minds. You better ask somebody. Am I talking to anybody in here? Am I talking to anybody in here? Now, that being said, I want to come here. And this is my, listen, that story, I wanted to tell it. I had to tell it because I'm so glad. I wish I had all my sound effects so I could give it all the hand claps and the roaring and the cheering that it needs, because that, beloved, that's a story. That is a story. Trey 707, come on in here, sis. So much love coming to you. She is an educator. She does do some streaming, y'all. I enjoyed you the other day. Listen, if you're not following J Trey, go out there and check my sister out because she is awesome. And you came in at the right time because she is an educator. And I'm just trying to get y'all to understand. We need to do something different. We need to do something different. And I don't care, even if it's not in the public school system, and I'm not worried about the public school system. I'm saying to black people, we need, I don't care if it's a Saturday school education, just like the Jewish group does with their children. Find a time, find a way, find a place, and let's educate our own kids, especially when it comes to history, because they need to know the truth. Your son's fourth grade teacher told him in front of his class that he won't ever make K2 hoop. Ooh, K2 hoop. Them's fighting words right there. Those are fighting words. Don't you dare. And don't you dare do it in front of the whole class. That's a meeting right there. Ooh, Lord Jesus. But our children are subjected to all of this kind of insanity. And I don't care what nobody says, K2 hoop. That's trauma. That was trauma, your son. And especially at that age when it is so critically important. Oh, man. I know you went straight to that school, baby. I know you went straight to that school. Because, baby, like I said, those are some fighting words right there. This is why your district, the second largest in the country, literally had to create a whole division and create a black student achievement. Come on here, J. Trey. And I'm telling y'all, we've got to, education is key. And that's why those black educators in the segregated, black only, doing more with less schools were so excellent, because those teachers taught excellence to those kids. They taught pride to those kids. They came every morning and sang the Black National Anthem with those kids. They came and they pushed Black pride with those kids. They understood the importance and how critical it was to have education with those kids. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? We got to take that back. We need to take that back. Come on here. I'm hearing y'all testifying your children being told this mess. Y'all better quit with that foolishness. And they'll do it in the school in front of other kids to humiliate and hopefully stifle your child. And no, man, no, sir. You shall not pass. Now, this is where I want to go from there. This is my segue to our inspiration. I told you I've been listening to the rabbis teach. I've been going to rabbi school. Yes, I have. I've been going to rabbi school and learning. And I've been learning. I'm enjoying the learning. I'm enjoying this is what I'm telling y'all. Y'all get all hung up and caught up in your own little areas and you don't listen. And I can hear Christians out there now. Why are you going to a rabbi school? Listen. I took it upon myself to do so, since Christians want to say that we are rooted and founded out of Judaism, but half of the Christians that are out here don't even know anything about Judaism. I said what I said, other than what we teach in our Christian churches. And what we teach in our Christian churches is so far removed and screwed up from what Judaism teaches. Honey, all it took was my first class to realize, come on, J. Trey, I love that. The Jewish community makes sure that their history is preserved. And you said that. Eat the meat, spit out the bones wherever you go. Come on here, Royal Confessions. Y'all better keep talking. You trying to keep your school, honey, listen, let me tell you. The humiliation, your son was so embarrassed, honey, but once you got done, I hear you, and that's what you got to do. Take care of your kids. Take care of the children. But I got this, and I'm going to speak it honestly, because I begin to say, listen, I say I'm in Christianity, and Christianity is rooted and founded in Judaism, but I don't even know what Judaism teaches. How you going to say something's founded for something and you don't even know the foundations of what you say is your foundation? And baby, when I started taking class, I started realizing, well, we don't do that anymore. Well, a lot of what you're saying, you're claiming you're taking from these foundations, but I promise you, what you're taking is so far twisted from the foundation. I can promise you, you are not teaching anything even on the foundation of Judaism, because what you're talking about is not even Judaism, but y'all want to say this is where you took it from. And when I started to listen and learn, y'all ain't ready for me. When I started to listen and learn the foundation from which we claim Christianity came from, I began to realize how convoluted Christianity has perverted so much of what Judaism says. And I'm not talking about just because Jesus came. I'm talking about the concepts that are being taught are not even Jewish concepts and are never taken from Jewish concepts. And at the end of the day, I said, Lord Jesus, I'm really ignorant. I said what I said. I said, I'm really ignorant. Ooh, y'all ain't ready for me. I'm going to say it again. Me and my Christian self, I said, I am really ignorant. They started touching on some things, and I started listening, and I started understanding the context of many of the scriptures that we have twisted and convoluted, even from the old covenant. I'm talking about, I'm not trying to get into Jesus. I'm saying even from the old covenant. I began to realize that even from the old covenant and the way that it is meant and taught in Judaism is so far convoluted that I am ignorant to what the meaning was. And there's a lot of context, the contextual depths and differences between what they're teaching and what we're preaching that they're teaching is like night and day. And I've been learning, y'all. I ain't lying, and I ain't ashamed to say it. I've been learning. They talked on oaths and pledges and the power of your mouth and the thought. And baby, I sat there in that class, the instructor, Rabbi Jacobson. Baby, that man, oh my God. That man has taught me. And I'm not lying. He has taught me. I sat in that class, and I'm doing this virtually. I sat in that class and I listened. And when he began to bring the context, and of course, I love it when he goes into his Jewish chant. I just have to say, when he and all them words that he's saying in Hebrew, it just blessed my whole spirit. But this is what I want to talk about. I didn't get here to say all of that. But what really blessed me, he used from a quote by Thomas Paine. And this is boss energy, y'all. This is boss energy. He spoke from Thomas Paine's quote, "A mind once enlightened can never go dark again." A mind once enlightened can never go dark again. A mind once enlightened can never go dark again. Babies, I'm gonna call it preaching. He was teaching the class. I'm gonna call it preaching because that man taught that class. Do you understand? That man blessed my whole being. Come on here. Limited knowledge of Judaism. And at the end of the day, from that, and he was talking about Moshe, and Moshe is Moses for anybody that he was talking about Moshe, and when Moshe threw the tablets down, baby. Woo! I tell you what, and when he got finished talking and teaching, I tell you, as he talked about Moshe and Aaron, and when he threw the tablets down on Mount Sinai, and as he talked about once Moshe had experienced the enlightenment of those 40 days that he was on the mount with God talking to him directly. And again, I'm going to say, once a mind has been enlightened, it can never go dark again. But that's not even where I'm trying to go. I just wanted to get that in. Maybe that's a nugget for somebody that you can take away. Again, that's a quote from Thomas Paine. At the end of the day, what he talked about, he said, because your spirit, your soul, he said your soul, he didn't say spirit. He said your soul knows your potential. And when you're not reaching your potential, the soul becomes restless. Woo! Let me say it one more time. Let me say it one more time. Let me say it one more time. Your soul knows your potential. And when your potential is not met, your soul becomes restless. I'm going to say it one more time for all my real religious people in here. One for the Father, one for the Son, and one for the Holy Ghost. That rabbi said, your soul knows your potential. I'm talking boss energy now. We talking boss energy now. We talking, that the one of the very first principles that we talk about in boss energy is anchoring to your core and spirituality. Your soul knows your potential. And when you do not reach it, your soul becomes restless. Now, thank you for the gifted sub, Dr. Dady T. Summers. Welcome to the Lion's Den. I just want you to marinate in that for a minute. I just want you to marinate in that because this is where I want to come with this today. How many restless souls do I have in here? And I'm going to raise my hand because my soul is restless. My soul knows that there is more. Come on, MC Control. Ain't that good? Isn't that good? Chazzy Licious is cooking. She's in the room, y'all. She's a streamer. She's going to be on. And listen, Dr. Day and I are going to join her on this Thursday evening. Please be with us and join us. The soul, Dr. Dady, is the center. That's how we get our balance. That's how we get our balance. Your soul is your center. And when your soul understands and knows, I'm trying to get out of this like here, let me turn this way. When your soul knows, woo, I feel that down in my shando. Oh my God. Yes, from this Jewish rabbi that, as we would say, y'all want to say he ain't saved, sanctified, or filled with the Holy Ghost. From this Jewish rabbi, he fed my soul, y'all. And it was such a good word, I got to share it. I want y'all to understand that restlessness that's in your spirit is because your soul knows. Oh my God, your soul knows your potential. Am I talking to anybody in here? Your soul knows your potential. And when you have not reached, you haven't hit it, you're not walking in that potential, your soul is restless. And so for everybody in the Lion's Den this morning, you're not here by accident. You're not here by happenstance. You're here because that word is for you. Your soul knows your potential and it cannot be contented. It's going to continue to be restless until you hit your potential. Listen to your soul. Listen to your soul. Listen to your soul. Listen to your soul talk to you. Some of your souls are telling you right now. Woo! Some of your souls are talking to you right now. Do you hear me? Woo! I feel something up in here. Some of your souls have been talking to you for a minute and you've been, I can't find it here. I can't find it there. I'm seeking it here. And I ain't talking about sin. Listen, we so far beyond that. Leave that to the sheep that want to keep talking about sin. I'm talking about walking in your boss energy. I'm talking about walking in the fullness of your potential. I'm talking about you're seeking and you're searching and you can't lay down because your soul knows your potential. Woo! And until you hit that potential, your soul will continue to be restless. Oh my God, that's a word. Woo! Oh, I feel tongues. I'm trying to talk in English, but I feel something. Hey, I feel something down in my shadow. Your soul knows your potential. Yeah, your soul knows your potential. Woo! And it's not satisfied to let you live less than. It's not satisfied to let you be discounted. It's not satisfied to let you be discarded. It's not satisfied. Woo! Am I talking to anybody in here? And it's going to continue to be restless because that center. And I heard somebody say, T, was it you that talked about it? That part of God, that soul, or it might have been Jay Trey, whoever said it. I'm sorry, it's gone by and I didn't. But listen, I want you to understand that soul, when God breathed into man, Hadam, mankind, when God breathed into mankind the breath of life, that's when man became a living soul. How does your soul know your potential? Because it's the pneuma, it's the breath. It came from God. It's the very essence of God that's in you that made you a living soul. And your soul knows your potential. Woo! Am I talking to anybody in here? And we are under tall pumps and open heaven. Am I talking to anybody in here? Your soul knows your potential. And when God breathed into you, and it's in everyone, and that's why I'm in this season now. Listen, I'm gonna let sin, y'all keep preaching that. All of y'all that are caught up in that, I'm not mad at you. That's sheep. Listen, that's on a whole nother level. I'm talking to lions. I'm talking to folks that got boss energy. I ain't worried about whether or not you out here sinning. I'm not out here trying to look at what you doing and what you saying. I ain't worried about nothing. I'm talking to your boss energy, where we understand we are in a season of being under the open heaven. And I want you to understand, at the end of the day, that breath, that pneuma, God breathed into you, the very essence of his breath, the very essence of his spirit. And that's what makes you a living soul. And that breath that's making you a soul knows, because it came from God. It's the essence of God. It's an extension of God. It's the center of who you are. Am I talking to anybody? And I'm not trying to preach from a sermon, or I'm trying to get you to connect back to the DNA of the God that's in you, that is the essence of your boss energy, the very center and core of your being, the very center and core of who you are. I want you to connect back to your boss energy. Come on here, Shelly Thunder, because it knows your potential and you haven't hit it yet. It knows your potential, and there's so much more. The Spirit is saying there's so much more. There's so much more. There's so much more. There's so much more. And y'all out here minoring in the majors and majoring in the minors. Ooh, when I tell y'all, that blessed my entire being. That rabbi blessed me. That rabbi blessed. Not only am I learning accurately and correctly the Judeo understanding, but I want you to understand that nugget, and that from whence he then began to talk about Jewish pride and understanding who they are. I said, you know what? You come over to Christianity, they're going to beat you down and tell you what you're not, what you don't have, what you ain't, all the wickedness and evil in you. I said, man, just difference in perspective, difference in approach, differences in understanding. If you don't understand anything else, build the people up, don't tear them down. And don't call yourself tearing them down so you can build them back up. No, ma'am, no, sir. Wrong approach. Wrong approach. And as he taught those young students, and I'm sitting there listening, I said, this is what we got to start doing. And I'm going to say this again, even to the Black community. Start building our young people up with the history. And that's basically, that class is for historical perspective of the Jewish life. Historical perspective of the Jewish life, and they know their history. And if you know your history, you can succeed. And this is where I look and I say, man, we're missing the mark. We're missing the boat. Let's take our education back. Come on, truck driver. You know you haven't come close to your potential. And that is why the spirit is restless. And that's a good thing, y'all. That's not negative. That's not a negative. That's your inborn alert system. That is so positive. I don't know what to say about that. I'm going to talk on this again tomorrow morning. Come back because my time is up. Oh my goodness, I've already gone over. It's time to go over and join Rebel. I ain't sorry. I can't even apologize because listen, this thing is down in my shando. We're going to continue this word on tomorrow. But understand and take this with you in your spirit. And we're getting ready to go over to join Rebel, ride the raid train. But your spirit, your soul, let me say that like he said it. I want to give the quote here. I don't want to talk around it. Your soul, God breathed into you the breath of life and you became a living soul. Your soul knows your potential. And when you're not hitting your potential, that's when the soul becomes restless. DJ James Dark Knight, I see you coming in just as we're getting ready to go out. Hey, love, there's so much freedom in this truth. You'll know the truth and the truth will make you free. There's so much freedom in this truth right here. Whoo! I'm going to meet you all back tomorrow morning. I'm not going to say a lot more. DJ Varmar, come on in here. So good to see you. Mad love coming to you. And yes, we'll see you over in Rebel's house. Now, as I get ready to get out of here, you know, I'm not in my studio. I'll be back in early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning may end a little early because I have an early morning appointment that I've got to get to. Okay, I'm going to hydrate. I don't have anything down here with me, J Trey. I didn't bring any water down this morning, but I'm going to do that. Come on, Miss Frosty. I want you to get all of it because listen, there's so you guys are lions in here. You all are lions. I don't want you majoring in the minors and minoring in the majors. This that I'm telling you today is major. This is a major. It may have been really condensed and really short, but I want you to hear it. This that I'm telling you today is major. I definitely will. I'm gonna hydrate as soon as I leave from here. Thank you so much. I love you, J Trey. That's just love. That's just love looking out for me. I want you to get that down in your shondo. Your spirit knows your potential. And when you're not in your potential, your spirit is restless. Come on here. Let's get busy and let's release that boss energy because the universe, for this purpose and this time, we were created. Come on, Michelle. I love you. I love you. And if I can get one of our mods to take us over, I'm going to do our outro. You may have to hold on for just a second, however long it takes them. Again, I'm not in my studio. I appreciate you all enduring me because I know you're accustomed to a background and all of my sound effects. But it's not about what it looks like. It's really, hopefully, about what I'm saying to you. I hope that you all can get this down in your shondo. I appreciate you just for being here. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'll be back on tomorrow morning. And then on tomorrow evening, I'll be with Chazzylicious is Cooking along with Dr. Dady Priest in Chazzylicious is Cooking's stream, 5 o'clock Eastern time or 6 o'clock Eastern time. You might put that in, Chazzy. Make sure I get the right time in there. Dr. Dady Priest and I together with Chazzylicious are going to be looking for you tomorrow evening. So I love you. I'll see you in the morning. Same bat time, same bat channel. So much love to you. Please ride this raid train over and let's go to Rebel's house, as Shelly Thunder and my mods always say. Have an amazing day on purpose. Peace for your journey.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.